All right. So, Betsy, how are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Great. So, how old are you?
73 and a half.
73 and a half. How cool is that?
Well, if I felt a little bit better, I'd be happier. That's okay. I feel okay.
All right. You know what? We don't want you to feel okay, and I'm going to tell you something right now. Everybody's potential, okay, is being missed out there. Now, I stir things up wherever I go. Is that right, Lori?
That's correct, yeah, you do.
I challenge everyone's beliefs wherever I go, okay? Because what happens is that people get too comfortable. They get comfortable in their training. Okay. First of all, there's no school out there that teaches health that is approved by government that'll ever work. That's the truth, okay? And the reality is, and why am I saying this? Because understand something, if people had healthy practitioners, we'd have healthy people. We have sick practitioners everywhere. They got sick beliefs. They got limiting beliefs. So I just want to make things really clear here because I want to take the bar and bring the bar way up here. Okay? All right? So how much do you weigh?
I'm trying to get over 107.8, but I used to be 119, and that was a healthy weight for me. But I've lost a lot of muscle mass in the last probably 4.5 to 5 months.
Yeah, we were talking earlier and you said wait and understand something. That's why it has to be corrected. You lost muscle mass.
Right.
Okay?
I do know.
And everybody needs to know that. So if you lost muscle mass, then what do you need?
I guess protein is the best word.
Nope. You need amino acids. You can't digest protein.
Sorry.
No, I know, but don't.
The basis of proteins are amino acids.
Don't apologize. Okay, but you can't break down protein properly. Okay, unless you were going to really chew it, right? Okay, so the first thing is that if you want to build back up your body, whatever you eat from now on, it must go down as a liquid. So that means if you eat something solid, you have to make it into a liquid, and it's got to be a small particle because we already know that you are not absorbing your nutrition.
Okay.
Okay. So can I ask you a question? Okay. So what did you do for a living?
What did I do for a living? I just retired, and unhappily so, as an ear, nose, and throat doctor with a master's in nutrition. So I take care of all age groups, basically, and try to get to the root of it. And my friend that brought me here is the only one I know that's ever done as much as I've done to try to get to the root of something before just treating symptoms.
Okay, so I get it, but you have a master's in nutrition, and I'm not challenging you. Then why are you so malnourished?
I will tell you, I've been on basic aminos, Schallenberger in Hendersonville, Nevada, and I've been on basic aminos from his bulk supplement company.
Okay,
I'm taking those every day
there,
in my coffee.
First of all, there's a company that makes what's called SON formula, S-O-N formula.
Haven't heard of it.
For 25 years, they are the elite leader in amino acids. 98 to 99% absorbed. There's no other company that has the aminos that you need out there. So, do you want me to tell you what I would do if you were my patient, client, whatever you want to call it?
Patient.
Or if I was in your situation, let's just put it that way. Okay, first of all, let's start with this. What type of water do you drink?
RO, but Linda and I have a friend that's given us basic IM, which is 70 trace minerals that I put in my coffee every single morning, and they're quite large amount.
Okay, 1 second. 1 second. First of all, you can't drink coffee anymore. And I'm telling you, it's way too acidic. You can make a decision. I love my coffee. I'm not going to give my coffee up. Okay? No, once.
Okay.
I love my coffee more than I want to get healthy.
No.
Let me tell you, when I have people coming to me, Betsy, guess what? What do I say to them? What would you like? Would you like to be vitally healthy or...
Okay.
No, I don't. How much work is going to take? Because most people aren't lazy. They're exhausted. Okay? And the reality, they go, well, so what would you like? Would you like us just to turn your pain down? Is it just getting rid of your pain and inflammation? Is that what you're here for? Okay. All right. So anyways, so some people just want that. You have to understand something. I'm going to tell you something, and I mean this in the best way. You run a suffering program. You will suffer for your family, for your friends, for everyone. You will do everything for them until there's nothing left of you. And I don't know how that's going to change. I don't even know how you're going to change that, because you need to love yourself. I mean, really, truly love yourself. And you need to say no when you need to say no. You need to say yes when you need to say yes, and you don't do it. You don't do it. Somewhere back when you were a little girl, okay? We all lose our value when we're younger. We call it, our parents are called adulterated for a second, for a reason, right? Okay. And understand something. The world is always, people are always trying to prove their worth. I need you to start realizing that you're worth everything. You're invaluable. And you are going to now mind your own business. You're not going to need anybody's approval to start looking at and doing a perfect day from the moment you rise until you close your eyes, and start brainwashing yourself. That's the first thing that has to happen.
You have pegged it. I
know.
can't believe you pegged it.
Well, this is what I do. This is what I do wherever I go. And it's not to be cocky, but like I told you, when I came into here and there was people out there, they were threatened by me. And then I was tested. They want me to test like I was a fortune teller. Well, come on, show us what you got. Mm-hmm. And I did it, but usually I won't do it. Okay, because why? Because I won't meet that challenge. Because I didn't come in here to awe anybody. You know what? Everybody, ready for this? Do you know how you become like this? You have unconditional love for everyone. You never judge them. Then you're allowed to actually see their vibration and what they need for a healing. You never judge anyone ever again. And you don't judge people. You just judge yourself all the time. Just sit with it. That's all I'm asking. Okay? Let me tell you something. You've got a master's in nutrition and you're fading away. Okay? First of all, RO water, it doesn't exist in nature. Why in the heck would anybody sell RO water to anyone? I don't care if you put the trace minerals back into it. First of all, guess what? RO water, you'd have to structure it. So let me ask you a question. What is the best drinking water in the world? Is structured water. So that's rainwater, fast-moving water in rivers, waterfalls, or we sell what's called a structured water unit. We give a money-back guarantee, 3 months, that if you don't like it, and you put all your drinks through it, and guess what? Did you know that you hydrate your cells 1,000% better?
Wow.
And that's just using any water, but RO water is not fit for humans.
Can I tell you one thing?
Reverse osmosis is not fit for humans.
I'm going to tell you what I did. I found out who the guy was that made these huge vats at a store I go to buy this stuff. And he told me that it filters out the microplastics, which we all hear about, and it also filters out the forever chemicals. So those were two very attractive things for me wanting to continue with RO.
Okay, so guess what you can do?
What?
If you want to keep your RO, or you want to keep your reverse osmosis, or you want to keep, well, that is reverse osmosis, or you want to keep your distilled water, because they're twins. They're pretty well twins.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're twins. And if you want to keep them, then you just have to run it through a structured water unit.
Okay, that's what you're saying.
Now, you don't have to buy my products, but I have a product called Beyond Formless Minerals, and I have a study to show it. It has the highest electrical charge of any trace minerals on the planet. We have 92 trace minerals in it, and it comes from the runoff, okay, of the Arctic. Then the minerals go into the ocean, the plant life there, then makes it into vegetation minerals, which is what the human body can take. And so, yeah, it has the highest electrical charge of any trace minerals. And with you, with a person who is in really good health, I would say 40 drops a day. With you, we need 120. No. Okay, let me just say something, and you need to get this. I want to tell you something. That which is called God shines down on you because you are such a beautiful, lovely person. And I mean that. You have a soul and a heart that everybody should have. The only thing that's missing is self-worth. And I need you just to sit with it, and then you can prove me wrong, and then you can start, from the moment you rise until you close your eyes, have unconditional love for yourself, and really start working on this physical body, your vehicle, right?
Okay.
Okay, so let's talk about it. So you can keep your reverse osmosis, but structure the water. You don't have to get it from us. Go look for somewhere else if you'd like, but if you want, you just go to
Do you
store.
have it with you today?
Lori, do we have it with us? No.
No.
It's at our room. But store.docofdetox.com, and right now we have our Black Friday sale on, and guess what?
Yeah.
Everything. We have things on for sale at 50% off, and I promise you this much. People do not have the, practitioners don't have the quality of products that we carry. And when I say things, people think it's really cocky. And the reality is that we prove it. We have all the studies to prove it, from our C60 to our humic to our fulvic to our perfect day multi to our, people search me out, don't they, honey?
Yeah, they do.
They search me out from all over the world and say, look, I have something special. We do research on it for about 6 months to a year, then we bring it on. And that's it. Okay, so now, understand. So we've got dehydration happening, like unbelievable. So that's why you need to, you can keep on using your water, but make sure you structure it. Make sure you put your trace minerals in it. I would also tell you to put black diamond into it.
What's black diamond? You mean
Black
like the dust?
diamond is humic fulvic. Some
Okay,
people
okay.
will use zeolite, but zeolite is not a great product compared to this. Charcoal can't even touch this. Humic fulvic is what you find in the soil, and that, if you find where the best humic fulvic deposit is in the world, it's in Drumheller, Alberta, and that's where most of the dinosaurs lived, and that's where the vegetation was the richest. And what they've done is they've stole the humic fulvic, and they, meaning the factory farmers and everyone, the humic fulvic has been taken from the ground, and the humic fulvic is what actually gave us our gut health. And if anybody knew anything, and they were into health, they would know that the large intestine is the most important organ of the human body.
Can I ask you a question about
Yeah.
the fulvic? Is it F-U-L-V-I-C or is it F-O-L?
F-U-L-V-I-C.
Okay. That's the same stuff that Dell has, Linda, right? Okay.
Yeah, and here's another one, and people go, oh my God, can you just be quiet? We're the only company in the world that actually makes humic fulvic without chemicals. Yeah, we have a filtration patent on a filtration, and we make it without chemicals. And we have a nanofulvic that will go into the brain. That's called black diamond. Goes into the brain, goes into the blood, and goes into the cells. We have a bigger fulvic called black gold that will restore the digestive tract and restore the good bacteria in your large intestine. Because you know that from your mouth to your rectum, that's the highway of life, right?
If you don't absorb, you can't do anything for beans.
Yeah, okay. So now, okay, so let's take a look at it. So let's walk through your average day.
Okay.
Go ahead. You get up in the morning and,
Believe it or not, the puppies in the last 2 weeks have slept until 9, but that's because they sleep for 3 hours between about 7 and sometimes 12, and then I take them out at 12 midnight to relieve themselves so that they will sleep longer the day, and that's good. So sometimes I get up at 4 just to wake up. Unfortunately, I get on my internet and start looking at neat things. There's a wonderful...
at 4 in the morning,
4 in the morning, yeah.
you get on your internet. Okay, well.
That's
okay.
blue light. I know it's bad for me.
No, I'll show you something. Look, I'm not going to tell you you're going to change.
No, I need to buy this glasses. It's just $99.
No, these are called Tesla glasses.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, these are different. These are not blue blockers. This, you could actually get up at 4 in the morning, and these have C60 in the filament.
Wow.
And this is called a fluorine lens.
Mm-hmm.
And I could look at blue light for 12 hours a day, and all I'm doing is healing my brain and fixing my eyes. So you can buy blue blockers, and guess what? Blue blockers will only block out maximum. They're telling you not the truth, 30%. But we don't want to block things.
Yeah.
What if I was able to take the blue light, the 5G, and actually flip it and have a healing frequency that was actually going to heal my eyes and my brain? Put these on and wear these for the rest of the time I'm here, and then you can tell me if this actually makes you feel peaceful, less stress. Okay? All right? Now let me just put this on for you, love. You just wear them and see how they make you feel. Okay, so anyways, so if you're going to get up, we definitely don't want you on the computer anyways, but when you...
Yeah, I'm sleeping in the bed and using my phone, and usually, believe it or not, I like to listen to a guy named Louis Giglio. He is a minister at Passion City Church in Atlanta, and he is phenomenal. That's all there is to it. He's a wonderful Christian, and he's unbelievably good. easy to listen to. You can actually fall asleep and still listen to them. So anyway, that's what I usually do, and then unfortunately I do the scrolling. So I get up and I get dressed and take care of the dogs.
Let's cut to it.
Okay.
You need fatty acids, you need trace minerals, and you need amino acids, and you need a lot. Okay, so let's picture the human body
She
being.
told me to start on more on minerals.
Well, you don't just need that. Take a look at what I have. What's called a Perfect Day Multi, and I haven't seen anything that'll touch it. It's better than any prenatal multi out there. Yeah, Bill Gates is actually coming out with a prenatal multi for women, and
I
yeah,
don't trust anything Bill Gates does.
well,
Sorry.
understand something. I'm just trying to get the word out.
Yeah.
Okay, that you better watch yourself.
Yeah.
Anyways, I want anybody, I don't care if you're a naturopathic doctor, medical doctor, what you are, you can compare our Perfect Day Multi with any multi out there. There's nothing that'll touch it. I know that it took us 4 years to develop it. So you need the Perfect Day Multi, and I would be doing with you. Do you really want to turn this around?
Yeah, I would like to very much. I'm sick and tired of being skinny. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, but you're
And fatigue.
actually not skinny. Okay, you're underweight because you're losing muscle. Okay,
Right.
and you're fatigued because you don't have the electricity in your body anymore. So you've got 50 trillion cells. Those 50 trillion cells need 0.04 volts to stay healthy. You're probably running at about just 1 or 0.5 of that. Okay, so, and that's where you're at. So remember something, when we leave this body, we just don't have any electricity left. This body is a battery. So what you want to do is, as much as you can, you want to get up in the morning, and when the sun starts to get warm, you need to be 40 minutes naked, okay, outside. And then this is the solar panel, and while you're out there, listen to your favorite person, okay? And then just, give thanks for everything, but you have to get 40 minutes a day of sun, and you don't get any, and you get very little. And understand the sun is going to be one of your greatest healers. But you need to also, first thing in the morning, make sure that you drink. From now on, you cannot drink anything but warm water, not even room temperature, no cold water. You need warm water to open everything up and to help to get rid of that hard mucus that you have created in the lining of your stomach and all the way through your digestive tract. You got to melt that. So that's why you need to have, everything needs to be like, you want the warm water, you want it structured, and I would tell you right now, put the Beyond, if you were using mine, you don't have to use mine, we would have you put 120 drops of Beyond Ormus minerals in there, and then what we would do is put a pinch of black diamond in, and that's what you would drink. But as far as the coffee goes, if you are going to continue that coffee, you better structure the water that you make the coffee. Then you want to put the coffee through your structure unit. It never wears down, never breaks down, never wears out. And you want to structure the coffee, and now it's not going to be as acidic on you. And if you put a pinch of the black diamond in, okay, right, you're going to find it to be a lot better.
And will it neutralize the acidity?
It's going to buffer it down,
okay.
and it's going to buffer it down a lot, especially, okay? Because see, the difference with humic and with the black diamond is black diamond gets rid of parasites, gets rid of fungus, gets rid of heavy metals. It drops off 60 micronutrients, and when it grabs these things and it works in the brain, the blood, okay, and in the tissue cells, it locks all these things down, so when it brings them out, you don't have to experience negative feelings, okay? So, and then the black diamond, it goes from the mouth to the rectum, and that we mix into, let's say, if we were making soup, or we mix it into our blender drinks, I would have you do at least a teaspoon of that, twice a day. And, what was I gonna say here?
So a teaspoon of the black diamond?
Of the black gold. And then I would be putting a pinch of the black diamond
Okay,
every time you drink a glass of something. Okay. We want something that's going to suck up the acidity, suck up the heavy metals, suck up the bad bacteria, suck up the parasites, the fungus, and that's what it does. And it drops off 60 micronutrients, right? And it locks it down, so you don't have to feel any disturbance on the way out of the body. Okay? All right. Okay, so, and we have what's called Ocean Essentials. I wouldn't give you fish oil, you'll never digest it properly. But Ocean Essentials digest 400% better than fish oil, and believe it or not, I would be giving you, okay, if because of your weight, I wouldn't give you, if somebody was really you need fatty acids for your brain, you need it for your skin, you need it for your eyes, you need it for your heart, but you are deficient in it like you wouldn't believe. So I would have you do 5 of those 4 times a day.
5, what's the name?
Ocean Essentials.
Okay.
You need lots of fatty acids. I'd also put you on what's called hemp oil C60, okay? And the way we make our hemp oil, if you want to go and take a look at our C60, if you know about C60, it's 270 times stronger in vitamin C.
Right.
Okay? It's the strongest antioxidant on the planet, and I have the purest. Okay? Ours comes out of the Ukraine. Okay? Believe it or not. Well, that's the place that the electricity is cheap enough that you can actually make real C60. And it also ours comes out of Russia. Okay? All right. Because the C60, 95% of all the C60 sold in the United States comes out of China. And it's also made in little blenders. Mine is made out of 250 liter or quart crystal glass, okay, which we have a patented process on, okay? All right, so it's a strong antioxidant, but what it'll do is it doesn't just do fatty acids, it'll go in and refurbish the brain, and it'll go in and actually bring your eyesight back, it'll bring your nervous system back. So you really want to hit the fatty acids. So we talked about the Ocean Essentials, talked about the hemp oil C60. We talked about the black diamond, the black gold, and because understand, your body's a Visa card, right? Your body's a Visa card. And guess what you've been doing? You've been spending your body and not making any payments and wondering what's wrong. And the reality is this, make sure that wherever you go for advice, that you're going where somebody has already knocked it out of the park. Do you understand?
Yes.
And they've got a track record. That's what I'm going to tell everybody out there. You make sure, don't go to somebody because they have initials. Don't go to somebody, okay, because they tell you something. Let's see how emotionally, physically, and nutritionally healthy your practitioner is. Remember what I said? You're only sick because your practitioners are sick. They got sick beliefs, okay, and they don't even know how to look after themselves, but they're going to look after you. And meanwhile, did you know that we have 100 times more natural health practitioners than we do have medical practitioners, and people are sicker now than they've ever been? Because what's happening is that they don't know how to take massive personal action. But remember something, you can only give what you've been taught.
Right.
That's it. Right? And so that's why you want to go in here, you want to do some brainwashing. And this is it. How valuable are you?
You told me I'm worthy.
No, I didn't. I said that you
I
are,
need to be thinking.
you are beyond valuable. You are priceless. Say it. I am beyond valuable. I am priceless.
I'm beyond valuable and I am priceless.
Okay. Say that I will love, honor, and respect myself from this moment on.
I will love, honor, and respect myself from this moment on.
And you want to look in a mirror and you want to keep saying that to yourself. And every time you go to the bathroom, you look in the mirror. Well, I don't know if he did that.
No, he's an affirmation guy, just like you're saying.
Yeah, well, these aren't affirmations, okay? This is a way of life. Affirmations only work on 20% of the population. You have to take a belief and you got to repeat it long enough and strong enough that you're doing it on an unconscious level, because you're actually hurting yourself on an unconscious level every day, even though you're a beautiful person, and I mean that. So you get up in the morning and let's talk about your diet.
Okay.
Go ahead. What's the first thing that goes into your mouth?
Believe it or not, I put the essential aminos that come out of Schallenberger. I put, it's a tablespoon and a half, I think. I put a collagen that's got 6 or 7 different kinds of collagen numbers.
It's okay, we don't need to know about all that,
Okay,
but you
because I'm
should.
telling you what I put in my coffee.
Yeah,
I don't
but-
just drink black coffee.
Well, coffee can't be first.
Well, it's in the coffee and it is first.
Coffee cannot be,
And-
1 second more, coffee cannot be
A
first.
handful of walnuts with an apple.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, we gotta slow it down
Okay.
here. The first thing that's gotta go in is 16 ounces of structured, warm to hot water to open things up and to cleanse. If you wanna put in coffee, guess what you've just done?
Erased everything.
No, you haven't erased anything. You brought it all down.
Okay.
You have to hydrate first. Okay, and you did nothing to protect the coffee. If you want to protect the coffee, you want to put black diamond in it, you want to put a little bit of C60 in it. Okay, that's called bulletproof coffee. All right.
Oh yeah, I've heard that thing.
But, so anyways, so now you get up in the morning, you want to drink 16 ounces of warm to hot water.
By the way, my granddaddy told me to always drink warm water, always. He was a biological dentist in the 40s.
And he knew what he was talking about.
He's from Thailand.
How's the glasses making you feel?
How much money?
How's the glasses making you feel?
I can't tell right now any difference, but I'm hearing you and I'm repeating things correctly, so maybe that's better. I can't tell exactly.
It's okay, love.
She would know because she knows how badly I can think some days.
Okay, well, guess what? Again, we're back to what? Trace minerals, amino acids, and fatty acids. And you have to load yourself up with them.
Yeah, she told me that too.
And you can't take too much at one time, so you've got to break it up, not into 3s, but into 4s throughout the day.
Okay, wow.
Okay?
There goes the intermittent fasting.
It goes what?
Intermittent fasting.
Well, no. For one thing, okay, intermittent fasting is not what you need. You need to build. So if anybody told you intermittent fasting is what you need, it's not what you need.
I think what they were talking about, if you don't mind me inserting this, it's the senescent cells actually end up improving and going away with intermittent fasting.
We do intermittent
that's what's
fasting with
funny.
all of our people. We even do we have what's called a 6-day advanced water fast.
Wow.
And we actually use nutraceuticals that will not turn on your digestion, that bypass the Krebs cycle. And guess what? We can prove it that our results are at least 800% more than just a water fast. So I know all about fasting. I'm trying to tell you that you need to build. You don't need to fast.
Okay.
And understand that. That's wrong. You need to just eat a whole plant-based diet. You need to make sure you chew your food, that it's a liquid before it goes down. You need to food combine properly. And you need to make sure that you're not eating when you're stressed anymore. And you need to calm yourself down. And the warm to hot water is going to do that, especially if you had the black diamond in it and the trace minerals. Remember something. You're sparking right now because your nervous system is going zzz, 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 because you don't have the actual insulation on your nerves that you need to transfer information properly. You're sparking. You can turn this all around. You can start off with baby steps though. Now when you said, okay, so now I said to do the water and then you said you do an apple and what?
A handful of walnuts.
Never do fruit and protein together because the fruit is going to digest a lot faster. Okay? All right? So there's nothing wrong with doing fruit. All right? But just remember, you do want to make sure you're pulling, everything has amino acids, it's just what kind of amino acids, right? Okay? So you can, in the morning, I would tell you right now, how do you do with eggs?
I do okay with eggs, not scrambled. I can do an omelet, which seems like it's scrambled, but it's
I
not.
don't want you to do cooked eggs because when you do cooked eggs, you're looking at 17% of the absorption. That's all you're going to be getting. If you do a raw egg, a raw organic egg, nobody gets salmonella. Yeah, everybody goes, "What about salmonella?" You know, I live in Mexico, and the eggs, okay, sit out in the heat. You should see the chicken even, you know, sitting there in the heat. It's all here, okay? Just make sure you're getting free-range organic eggs. And what you want to do, believe it or not, if you want to cut back the money and you want to build yourself, you take one raw organic egg, you take yourself coconut milk, and then you take yourself, let's say, strawberries or just blueberries. You blend that up in the morning. You take 1 glass, and then you do 2 more glasses like that, and you put in there also black gold, a little bit of C60, okay? And guess what? Well, the black diamond goes in your water, your drinking water, and in your coffee if you still have to have it.
Okay, I don't have
and
to
a little bit of C60. Well, the coffee's doing you absolutely no good.
Except
listen,
that it does help me get rid of headaches if I have a headache in the morning.
well, the reason why you have, I know, but now you're being stimulated by the caffeine because that's your drug, and you're also dehydrated. Okay, all right. And remember something, you're not going to hydrate with, you're not, you can forget it. You're not going to hydrate with reverse osmosis waters. You can forget it. It's never going to happen.
Okay.
Never going to happen. Now let me show you something. When you pour the water through a structured unit and it becomes structured. Well, let me give you a better example. So when the rain comes down, we know that little Billy's spraying up there. We know that there was acid rain before
Gates.
that. Okay. So now when the rain comes down, we don't say his last name
No,
because
sorry.
yeah. So when it, he's protected by the evil entity and blah blah blah. We're not going to get into it. Okay. We don't get in. We don't talk about them. We talk about them only to the point that we protect ourselves from these psychos. Now, so when the rain comes down, it's structured, even though it's got heavy metals, okay, and there's chemtrail in it. Guess what? It doesn't hurt the birds, the bees, the flowers, the trees, the microorganisms. Why? Because it's structured, and that's why I told you that you're going to structure your water. Okay. And if I was wrong, why isn't everything dying?
Yeah.
The crops are just as good as 500 years ago. So that's why you're going to structure everything you drink. Everything. Okay. All right. So
You
now,
need to keep one of those machines for me to get.
it's not a machine. So it never needs a filter, never plug it in, never breaks down. It lasts forever. All you do is pour it through. And what it does, it creates a vortex of the water going every direction at the same time to get rid of the memory. And understand something, even if there was a chemical in it, even if there was any type of heavy metal in it, your body won't take it up. It'll come in and go out.
Dr. Gordon said that Pentos water was the only structured water he knew.
That's good.
Because he
Good
didn't
for
know you,
him.
obviously.
Good for him.
But is that true that Pentos water is structured or not?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not ever, okay, let's put it this way. A guy like me with a big mouth like me, that actually, most of the things that natural people say, I say, no, don't do that. I'm already in trouble. So I'm not going to say anything unless I'm really sure about it, okay? All right? Okay? And I'm not proud of it, but I don't care. Every 6 months, the government comes after me, or some news station comes after me. So, but I'm not, but I don't care. The truth is the truth. Okay, so now, when you get up in the morning, you should be doing a blender drink. And you need about 3 little blender drinks throughout the day. What are you going to do for lunch?
Believe it or not, I put cashew butter, which I can tolerate. I can't tolerate peanut butter; it just causes a terrible headache. I put cashew butter on sourdough
Let's
bread
not talk about what
with
you don't
milk.
like, because we're not going to do it anyway. There's the first rule. Don't ever talk about what you don't like.
Okay,
Only
cashew
talk
butter
about
on
what
top
you
of
love.
sourdough bread that has the minerals put into it because I can't tolerate
You can't have
the
bread.
minerals by
You
itself.
can't have bread. You can have ancient whole grains, but you can't
And I
have
actually
bread.
have that too. It's a Dave's multi-grain bread.
You're not allowed an ancient bread, Dave or Fred. Nobody. You're allowed whole grains whole grains. Okay, you can have like an organic brown rice. You could have millet. You could have quinoa, amaranth, but you cannot have something that's heated, beaten, treated. Okay? Well, you can. But
It's
I'm
not going to be
saying,
any good, yeah.
yeah. Okay? So you should be doing things that are more like root vegetables, like, yams, squash. You can do your whole grains. You can do your frozen berries if they're organic, and do your blender drinks, right? Okay?
Yeah.
You can do your salads. A beautiful rainbow salad. You should be doing a beautiful rainbow salad at least, once, twice a day. Do 3 little blender drinks a day. Make sure that you do things like yam or squash or sweet potato, and make sure that you do a half an avocado every day, or maybe even
Actually, I've been doing
a
that.
whole avocado, but only do a half at a time. Okay? And you need to eat smaller meals right now. And why? Because the highway from your mouth to your rectum is beat up. It's like, I'm going to take a 2-ton truck over this bridge, and even Fred's scared to bike over it. So we're going to be really loving and gentle through this area, and you're going to make sure that, guess what, if you were to chew your food, that's the only way you're going to put weight on. You have to drink your solids and chew your liquids. So anything...
Linda, remember I've said that to people with green drink. You have to chew it before you swallow it. Because the digestion starts in your mouth.
Well, with the green drink, we're going to swish it. Swish it a little bit around our mouth, get the saliva in it, get the enzymes in there. You're just going to get more for your money, right? okay? So what people don't realize is that all the costs are going up in food, and little do they know that if they actually chewed their food, they combined it properly, and they're eating the right food, they'd spend
Less
1/3
cost.
of the money. And here's what I tell everyone too today, and that's if you shop in a supermarket, you'll never be well, because there's no nutrition in any supermarket, okay? BlackRock owns 87% of all the supermarkets, chains, and supermarkets in the United States right now. And I tell everyone what you want to do, if you don't want to come to us and get our products, okay, spend 30% of whatever you are buying for your food and buy it on nutraceuticals, not supplements. Supplements don't work. Remember, nutraceuticals, we can get a bottle of this and a bottle of that, but if we check it, the vibration on this could be 300% higher. Okay, remember something, the label could be the same as this bottle, but it's definitely not the same product. And guess what? And that's what I spent 40 years doing, okay?
Making the right product.
Well, making the right product, because it's all about vibration, it's all about the trapped light, right? When the light's gone and the vibration's low, it doesn't matter how much you take.
Yeah.
You're not going any higher than the vibration. So you better make sure that whoever you hang around with, whatever you're doing, it better be vibrating as high as you or higher. Do you understand? Okay. So that's going to be really important. And the other thing is exercise. You need it.
Yeah, and I've been doing it, believe it or not.
Okay, tell me what the exercise is.
This is the evidence of trying to walk 3 dogs. I used to walk 1.5 miles twice a day with the older of the 3 dogs, and then I got the 2 puppies, and now I've had to slow down.
1 second, the walk is not what we want.
And it's not slow walking, it's fast walking.
No, I don't, yeah, but hold on a second. I don't want you fast walking. Okay, right now fast walking is only anxiety for you. What you need to do is learn how to connect back to your breath and then start doing like yin yoga. That's what you need to do. You need to be in a yoga, and you need to do yoga every day. You need to lengthen, strengthen, detox, and tone. Walking the dogs is not going to get you healthy. Walking the dogs is a healthy thing, but it's not going to get you healthy. So, no. Take a look. Okay, I've got what's called pdgfree.com. You might want to check that out, because that'll be the most powerful book you've ever read. And it's 40 years of my work, and it's free to every practitioner.
Have
Now,
you seen it, Linda? Can you write it
you
down?
go
Repeat
in
it. I didn't.
PDG. It stands for Perfect Day Guide. Free.com.
Free, F-R-E.
Yeah, because it is free.
Okay.
And you can download it, and once you've downloaded it, we sell it for cost. Well, $6 above cost, $95 delivered to your door, 555 pages, and I guarantee you, when you read this, go rock your world, okay? And I don't take credit for it. I will tell you, I just am so full of gratefulness of all the people that have taught me what's in that book. And that book is about you becoming your own hero, and you becoming your own lover, you becoming your own savior. Stop looking for someone to save you, and I mean it. And the reality is don't get me wrong, I was raised a born-again Christian, but understand, nobody's coming to save me. I need to save myself right now, in the moment, and you've missed that. Nobody's coming to save you. You need to become your own hero here. So you've got to decide what your value is. If it's unlimited, then guess what? It will become unlimited. Remember something, your beliefs have caused this. My beliefs have caused this. And let's be perfectly clear, and that's the truth. So, do you want this to change?
Yes.
Then you need to change your beliefs. You might have to change your friends. You might have to change your practitioner. You may have to change where you live.
I'm going to ask this question about
Do you live?
me looking for someone to save me. Does that mean I think I'm a victim? Because I've never played the victim
I never
card.
said no.
Okay,
I
I'm asking you the difference.
No.
Okay.
No, what you played I will save everyone else card.
Oh.
And it has drained you.
Okay.
That's it. And I don't want to talk about because you know it's true.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so it's that one's non-negotiable.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not laughing to be ridiculed. I'm laughing
Well,
because
listen,
I'm
see,
thinking how right he is.
And guess what? You see what she just did? She apologized for,
Laughing. Because I
listen,
didn't want it to be misunderstood.
you know what? Stop it.
Okay.
You know what? I'm going to tell you what happens to nice people like you.
Okay.
They don't get what they deserve. And I'm not telling you to be not nice. I'm trying to tell you to be nice to yourself.
Okay.
And don't apologize. I want to see if you can go through one day or the rest of this day without apologizing because you're unworthy. And that's what unworthy people do, is they apologize all the time. Sorry, I hope I didn't do this. And guess what? I'm not telling people to be arrogant. I'm just, look at guys. Okay, before COVID, everybody was sorry. Now they're so sorry. And understand something. There's only one virus, and it's called victimitis, and it's everywhere. And we can't even tell people the truth. They want to throw rocks at me.
Yeah.
You know, I can't even tell you. You know, you need to start loving yourself. Why don't you go screw yourself, Daryl? That's how everybody is right now. You know, I walk into a room, and people feel threatened. You know why? Because I stand in my bloody power. You know, I only answer to one thing. Okay, I don't bow down to nobody. And I also don't hurt anybody. I don't hurt anybody. I don't judge anybody. I don't do any of that. And you don't judge people either. But what you do is judge yourself so much that you don't even know you're doing it anymore. That's it. So what do you think of that?
Well, I'm a little bit impressed and a little bit like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do?
Well, you know what? People would say, oh my God, I got so much work to do. No, you got so much what? Loving to do. How are you going to love this beautiful girl? How are you going to love her?
Sometimes I feel unlovely. That's true. I do very much feel unlovable.
And guess what? And I'll tell you right now, let me just think. Oh my God, 96% of the day. Isn't that great? That's how much you feel unlovable. 96% of the day. What, the other 4% of the puppies? Come here, give me a hug.
I do have great puppies, but I also have great boys too, because the last couple of days they both have called and said, thank you so much for being my mother. I'm like, you have no idea what a crummy mother I was.
You weren't. See, you just did it again, and guess what? You're not allowed to do that anymore. Okay. You're not allowed to put yourself down anymore. And now I want you to say, say this. I apologize to my heart and my soul for what I just said.
I apologize to my heart and my soul for what I just said.
I was an amazing, wonderful, beautiful mother.
That's going to be hard for me to tell the truth.
No, be quiet. You have to say it now. Now you can talk. You got this.
I was an amazing, loving mother.
Okay, you missed wonderful.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay.
Mother.
I have, it's in my website. It's called The Braveheart Oath.
Oh gosh, I love that movie, huh?
Well, go look at The Braveheart Oath and say it 10 times when you wake up in the morning in the mirror. Say it 10 times at night in the mirror before you go to bed. Okay. And just know something. You are just a beautiful sweetheart.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, but I want to know, is the website on your card?
Oh, here, look. And look at this. We have BHNF. Did you know this? See this? Mm-hmm. Well, BHNF, believe it or not, we just became the largest self-care, self-love app in the world, and it's free. Okay?
What does BH stand for?
Braveheart Nation.
Oh, that's cool.
Braveheart Nation, because guess what? It takes a nation. And we need to rise together, don't we?
I'm telling you, I just had that conversation with a very good friend of mine this morning.
Yeah.
Totally. So is this a Scot name by any chance?
A Scottish name? No, Wolfe is actually German. Okay. But my mother was actually Scottish. Okay?
You know, Watt's a Scot name, right?
Really?
The steam engine?
Yeah.
The 50th cousin removed.
I have a real beautiful couple, Gary and Diane, that just moved from Scotland to Ixtapas, Montenegro, where I live in Mexico.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I live there, but I also live in Florida and Texas part-time. But so
my dad had a wonderful James Boyce in a town that was 50 miles northwest of Acapulco, believe it or not, in the Plateau Indians of Mexican Indians, pure Mexican Indian. They had no trader genes or anything like that. And the Mexican government took it away after 55 years. Just goodbye, go away. And they helped so many people. James Boyce was allowed to go when my dad came so he could get some relief and some downtime. And it was, the Mexican government just does that, so be careful with yourself.
Oh, really? And I got to tell you something. I fear the American government. I do not fear the Mexican government. And you need to understand that it's only been beautiful. They've only been beautiful, and it's peaceful down there. We have nothing. We've been there for 4 years, honey? Yeah. We will have up to 200 people down there to my lectures and my trainings. And we've never had one incident. Now you tell me that we could got away with that here.
Listen to this one. In Haiti, again, up in the mountains, it takes literally 4 days to drive literally 4 miles. The potholes are so bad. And Dad had with the Presbyterian Church, another hospital up there, the Episcopalians decided they would take it over. They let it go defunct, and the Haitians just let it go to nothing. Thirdly,
I know, but what's this
believe it
got
or
to
not,
do
the
with?
Good Shepherd, well, I'll probably tell you, this is what, you can't trust governments. I'm not kidding you, the Congo had Mobutu, remember the bad guy, the dictator?
Yeah.
His soldiers went rampaging and they destroyed every single thing that was not after, hold on, and guess what? They didn't destroy the Good Shepherd Hospital, which is where my dad worked, because they took care of the soldiers. So that's one good thing. That hospital is still working to this day. It's a really good hospital. They used to hold flashlights to be able to see at night when they needed to operate, and instead now they have a little solar system that helps them do it. And a guy named Condin, D-I-N-H, was the one that set up the solar system, and he was a Vietnamese that loved Lord. So all those good things are there in my background, and I love that. I just never got to go. My dad and mom are still alive.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's a great heritage, I have to tell you.
But remember one thing, you can only live in the moment, so
Yep.
let's get back.
Yep.
Okay?
So for supper, I have fish.
No more fish.
Oh no, it's my favorite protein. Really, no fish, huh?
Okay, well,
I do anti-mercury stuff, if that's what you mean.
how do you know it's anti-mercury?
Well, because I've been tons of reading
Well,
cilantro,
there's you're not gonna get
blue green algae.
you're okay, it's not.
Capture the immediate, and
So,
the stuff that gets out of your brain is the
When did,
lecithin.
how old's fish when it gets to?
Oh, well, probably about 6 months.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Well, we're not gonna, I'll just know this, the fish has worms, so. Yeah.
Well, I mean, can you cook it out of it?
Well,
Not much.
just know this, you gotta eat
And don't
fish.
eat raw.
You gotta eat
Don't eat
fish,
fish.
you gotta eat fish fresh.
Mhm.
Okay, that is a really big rule. Okay? Okay, first of all, if a fish ever smells like a fish, that means it's already decomposing.
Yeah.
Fish doesn't smell when it's fresh.
Unless it's heavy mercury. That's what tuna does.
Well,
Tuna
I know, but that's
smells like
because,
tuna of the mercury.
if when it's heavy mercury, love, it's decomposing.
Mhm.
Right. But the other thing is, I'm not gonna eat a lot of fish, and I'm also gonna find out where I catch it and who catches it, right? Where. And I wouldn't buy fish in we don't eat fish unless we know the fishermen and where they catch it. And we hardly eat fish, don't we?
Wow.
We just
Even
don't
in Mexico?
anymore.
On the
Well,
Gulf?
well, just know this, that, we can't run away from it, and we take a lot of humic and
Have you ever
folic.
eaten chicken fish in Mexico? It tastes exactly like chicken. I can't believe it. I don't like chicken, but I'm just telling you, chicken fish tastes like chicken. And it's fish.
Anyways, I wouldn't be doing fish if I were you.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, man. I do take care of my submersible.
Remember
plants.
something,
Yeah.
it needs, a whole plant-based diet is what I would tell you that you should be doing.
Okay.
I would not be telling you to do a bunch of nuts either, okay? Nuts are not, you're not digesting them unless you're gonna chew them right down to a liquid. Your digestive tract, and nobody should eat more than 10 nuts of any nuts.
The reason why I wanted that Thyself on this jaw was because the mirror hit me here and moved my jaw over, and I don't have, you can see teeth that are in order. This over here is fine, but this one here is crooked because the jaws move that way. But the Invisalign
Let
is
me see.
healthy.
Go ahead. Yeah, right here.
That's the masseter muscle that's mostly used. That's a little painful, by the way. I'm not going to pull away because it hurts.
No, I'm trying to tell you that it's locked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll do a little bit of non-surgical and subsonic on for you, okay? All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone. That's called Real People, Real Healing.
A real person, for sure. Linda, thank you for the notes.